Alright, hey y'all. Alright, I'm not going to be able to see the chat very well right now. I wanted to get this out there. I don't know, I know that it's made it out into the public domain, but News Now OKC has been arrested and thrown into the Oklahoma County Jail for absolutely nothing. He, last week, I don't know, maybe 10 days ago, he carried a rifle, an AR rifle, into a Twin Peaks restaurant. Okay, it's legal in Oklahoma to open carry a rifle now. He was exercising his rights, and that's it. Well, he went into the Twin Peaks, which is perfectly within the law. The management was cool with it. They let him sit down. They even took pictures with him. Somebody complained, so they said, well, maybe we better not have this in here. And they asked him to take the rifle out. So he did. He immediately complied. Well, the shit hit the fan, and it made the news, and people were crying, and feelings were hurt, and it was everywhere for, I don't know, a week or so. It just now started to die down. Well, somebody high above, I guess Tim pissed somebody off, and I think I know who it is. They secured a warrant for Tim, and as far as I know, they're going through his house for his guns. They set him up, and anybody that knows News Now OKC knows that he's a good dude, and if they called him and said come in, he would have come in. They called him up and said, hey, it's the Oklahoman, which is a news outlet, and they wanted to interview him to get his side of the story, which nobody had. Everybody just completely trashed him for a week, so much so that he was going to give up his activism because he couldn't take it anymore, and I don't blame him. He caught so much shit for this, and he didn't do anything wrong. So he shows up for this, quote, interview today, and it was a trap. Oklahoma County Sheriff was there, and they arrested him and took him to jail. The charge is carrying a firearm where alcohol is consumed. With a bar, which is not true. Twin Peaks, in order for it to be considered a bar, 51% of its business would have to constitute alcohol. All right, they would have to get more than 50% of their revenue from the sale of alcohol, and they don't. Twin Peaks is a restaurant, so they that's what they've got him in there on, is carrying a firearm where alcohol is consumed. It is a felony in Oklahoma to do that, so he'll see a judge in the morning and hopefully get a bond. The jail told me originally his bond was $100,000 on a misdemeanor unlawful carry, and I knew that was horse crap right off the bat. You don't get a $100,000 bond on a misdemeanor. So I did some digging and figured it out. He doesn't have a bond. They'll set it tomorrow, and man, I don't know what to do about this guy. He didn't do anything wrong. This is a politically motivated railroading, 100%. I mean, I know that they're corrupt, but this is beyond the pale. He did nothing wrong. Now, the local gun rights group, Oklahoma Second Amendment Association, they distanced themselves from Tim over this, which I vehemently disagreed with. I thought it was a chicken shit move. They threw him under the bus because he hurt some feelings, and they're all about optics, and unfortunately it seems that optics are more important than rights. So they threw Tim under the bus and abandoned him, and then the news just did their thing and really slammed him. So what's going to happen is he's not charged as of yet that I know of. He's just in jail on a complaint. What'll happen is he'll lose his handgun license for sure. They'll suspend it because he was arrested for a felony. However, it won't matter. As long as he's not charged, it's constitutional carry in Oklahoma. He doesn't need a license anymore. He can still carry. So, that's the news. He's going to need help. He said that they were treating him all right in jail, but when I talked to him, they didn't seem to care at all when he saw a judge. I asked when he was going to see the judge, and they said they didn't know. It could be tomorrow, could be the next day. They don't know. So, if you could, I think I saw somebody post the number to the Oklahoma County Jail. If you guys want, give them a holler and, just do a welfare check on him. His name's Timothy Harper, and that's News Now OKC. He was picked up on a bogus charge. Anybody that knows Tim and knows about his activism, especially when it comes to gun rights, knows that he stays within the law. He loves his rights. He's not going to do anything to jeopardize them. So, yeah, I really don't know what else to say. So, let me lean in here and see if I can see some of the comments. The charge is carrying a weapon where alcohol is consumed, which makes no sense whatsoever. Thanks, Otto. 405-713-1000. I want you guys to know that you don't have free speech on this channel. I won't take any shit, especially right now. If you want to run your mouth, do it somewhere else. I will boot your ass. And when did he do that, Ranger? I do not, zombie. Yeah, I've got some mods. One of them's in jail. Well, somebody took a picture of him. He wasn't even filming or anything inside the Twin Peaks. Someone took a picture of him while he carried in there, and it went viral, and the shit hit the fan. I know you are, safety man. So, yeah, it went viral, and the news got a hold of it, and people who are anti-gun and crybabies freaked out. So, I mean, the day before I was down in Oklahoma City with him, and he carried into a, hang on a minute. Yeah, I think I do, zombie, but I don't call him. Get a hold of Pike or, not now, maybe later. They've got my contact info. Eric, Brant, and I think Otto do too. shit, I forgot where I was going with this. Hang on. Yeah, Bobo's Chicken was a like a food truck type thing. Now I was with him the day before, and I didn't carry a rifle in. I don't know. I support it. It's not me. I'm not going to carry into a restaurant. I've got my, that's fine. I don't want to carry a rifle into a restaurant. Tim does. It's his deal. It's his right. We went into a Chinese restaurant in Oklahoma City, and a buffet, and that tard had his AR on his back the whole time. Somebody got upset and called the cops. The cops showed up, never even approached us, just let us eat our food and left. And then the management came up and apologized that somebody called the cops. It wasn't them. They explained to the police that they supported it, and they left. So it's all about where you're at. Redneck, that's up to you. I'm not here to ask for donations. I'm just here to tell people what's going on. If you want to donate, somebody can throw my PayPal link up, and I'll make sure Tim gets it. I believe it's paypal.me/pictureperfect25. I believe they're going into his house to try to recover any guns he may have. I'm just going off of some little information that I got when he called me from jail. I don't know if they sold alcohol at the buffet. We didn't ask. I'm sure they sold beer. They had to. So, again, according to the law, he was legal. They could hang their hat on having to be licensed to be, to carry in a place that serves alcohol. But Tim is licensed. He has a handgun license, so they can't get him on that. Yeah, the news picked it up pretty quick. They've been real bastards about denigrating him and not even learning the real story. You can open carry in a place that serves alcohol. They're freaking out because he had a rifle. If he had a handgun, I guarantee it wouldn't have made a difference. The only thing that's against the law with regards to carrying a handgun in Oklahoma and alcohol is you cannot carry into an establishment where alcohol is consumed, where their business, whether the sale of alcohol constitutes more than 50% of the business. So that would be a bar. Tim was not in a bar. Twin Peaks is not a bar. If that's the case, then anybody who carries into a Chili's or a Texas Roadhouse or any place like that would go to jail. They're trying to make an example of them. Yep, the law did change on November 1st. and Tim open carried his rifle on the first and the second. And some people got upset. The manager of that Twin Peaks even took a picture with him, and I don't know, there's a screenshot of a Facebook post going around that the manager said Tim was cordial and very compliant and very nice, and he would have been able to stay if there hadn't been complaints. So this is purely to mess with him and shut him up. That's all this is. Now, there is a section in the new law that people are getting confused, and this may be what they're hoping for, but there's a new section, or it's not a new section, it's something that was overlooked, but there's a section in the law that says, it doesn't specifically say you can carry a rifle into these places. It says handgun. However, I'm not certain of the code. There is another code. I'm waiting on the guy who writes this stuff to send it to me. There is another portion of the code that will cover him and make it legal. So I don't know why they're doing this. I mean, I could see them going after people who don't know this law, but we do. No, it was not posted, and it wouldn't matter. In Oklahoma, it's not a criminal offense to ignore a sign. You have to be told to leave. Oops. Oh, shit. So yeah, god damn it. You have to be told to leave in Oklahoma. Their signs don't matter. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going to hold this damn thing for a minute. Alright, let's switch this around. No, Joe, signs don't matter. Not in Oklahoma. I just came home from work, so it's about a 4-hour ride for me to drive home from work. So I just got into Tulsa. I'm gonna grab some dinner and bring it home and see if I can't figure this garbage out. Yeah, the news is, I don't know how they call themselves the news anymore. They're just garbage, putting out stuff that's not true. No, signage didn't change with constitutional carry. The signs haven't mattered for years. They can post signs to keep people out, but if you ignore the sign and walk on by, it doesn't matter. It's not a criminal offense. They have to ask you to leave. Yes, it is, Pike. Yep, all the news outlets have it. Channel, what is it, 5, 4, 9, they've all got it. No, I don't think he's screwed. I think he's going to be fine on this. I think they're just messing with him. They're going to cost him some money, and Who knows? They're just trying to make an example of him because he doesn't take their crap. Told you, run your mouth and you're gone. Nope, it's a felony. It's now carrying a firearm where alcohol is consumed, which is a little felony. Like, I say little, like it's a low-level felony in Oklahoma. It still carries 2 years and a $1,000 fine. Hey there, CNC. So, yeah. I don't know anything about that, Michelle. I don't know what the bond is going to be. I can't imagine it'd be too awful high. It's not a it's not a huge deal here. I'm sure you can do whatever you'd like. You just have to call the Oklahoma County Jail. Now, I don't think this will affect his job because it's bogus. You know, he didn't do anything wrong. I don't know the details on the warrant. I just know they have one for his house, and I can only assume that it's for his guns. Oh, man. Tim, douchebag news, Tim Harper, News Now OKC, was thrown in jail for a bullshit charge today. It stems from him open carrying a rifle last week, which is perfectly legal. And he didn't do anything wrong. It was a setup, and he's gonna beat it. I don't know what they're trying to do other than squeeze him for money. But yeah, I agree. All these news outlets have damn sure assassinated his character. He hasn't been charged yet, Archer. It's only a complaint. He may not even get charged, and even if he does, he'll beat it. So they can't do anything if he beats the charge. He wasn't being an activist today. Like, he was going down to do what he thought was an interview, and he showed up and the cops were there. Took him to jail. Now I'll probably make sure I get his gun. Some of them are pretty sweet. Unknown grams, I don't know. I know that he was probably armed when they picked him up, so they probably got whatever guns he had. Yeah, well, Illinois is a special state, you know. It's occupied territory. I was just there the other day. In fact, yesterday. I was up there for a couple days. I was up in Chicago. So, if you guys can find this, maybe, hell, can you see that? There we go. This has all the laws in it. Let me see if I can find what they're talking about. Unlawful intent to carry. Where are we here? I don't know, can you see that? That is right there. You can get it from the OSBI. Title 21, Section 1272, unlawful... Shit, wrong one. Hang on. Title 21, Section 1272.1, carrying firearms where liquor is consumed. It shall be unlawful for any person to carry or possess any weapon designated in Section 1272 of this title in any establishment where Low Point beer, as defined by Section 163.2 of Title 37 of the Oklahoma statutes, or alcoholic beverages as defined by Section 506 of Title 37 of the Oklahoma statutes are consumed. This provision shall not apply to a peace officer as defined in Section 99 of this title, or to private investigators with a firearms authorization when acting in the scope and course of employment, and shall not apply to an owner or proprietor of the establishment having a pistol, rifle, or shotgun on the premises. Provided, however, a person possessing a valid handgun license pursuant to the provisions of the Oklahoma Self-Defense Act may carry the concealed or unconcealed handgun into any restaurant or other establishment licensed to dispense Low Point beer or alcoholic beverages where the sale of Low Point beer or alcoholic beverages does not constitute the primary purpose of the business. Provided further, nothing in this section shall be interpreted to authorize any peace officer in actual physical possession of a weapon to consume Low Point beer or alcoholic beverages except in the authorized line of duty as an undercover officer. A person violating the provisions in this section shall be punished as provided in Section 1272.2 of this title. Penalty. Any person who intentionally or knowingly carries on his or her person any weapon in violation of Section 1272.1 of this title shall, upon conviction, be guilty of a felony punishable by a fine not to exceed $1,000 or imprisonment in the custody of the Department of Corrections for a period not to exceed 2 years, or by both such fine and imprisonment. Any person convicted of violating the provisions of this section after having been issued a handgun license pursuant to the provisions of the Oklahoma Self-Defense Act shall have the license revoked by the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation after a hearing and determination that the person is in violation of Section 1272.1 of this title. The only thing I can think of that they're hanging their hat on is it says handgun, not firearm like everything else in here. Let's see. (1272) Notwithstanding any other provision of law, it shall be unlawful for any person to carry upon or about his or her person or in a purse or other container belonging to the person any pistol, revolver, shotgun, or rifle, whether loaded or unloaded, or any blackjack, loaded cane, hand chain, metal knuckles, or any other offensive weapon, whether such weapon be concealed or unconcealed, except this section shall not prohibit, number 2, the carrying or use of weapons in a manner otherwise permitted by statute or authorized by the Oklahoma Self-Defense Act. That right there should cover him. He should absolutely be okay. This is just the Self-Defense Act. The other code that I'm thinking of is not in here, because this is just Title 21, Section 1290. I'll have to find the other one. But that's what they're trying to get him with. Total garbage. Pick one of these up, y'all. Oh, hell. I've already talked to our attorney, and he thinks this is bullshit too. I know it says handgun. I told you guys it says handgun. That's what they're hanging their hat on. But it's not going to hold up. It's the only place that they didn't change handgun to firearm. Everywhere else it says firearm, and then there's another code outside of the Self-Defense Act that's going to cover him. I've already talked to the man that writes these laws. So I'm trying to get him to text me back and give me that code so I can get it out there. Now, this isn't an attorney that's going to defend him. My attorney only works in the Tulsa area, and that's who I've been talking to. He's also the attorney that's working with Tim on another case he has in Tulsa, but he doesn't have anything to do with this one. He's not going to be taking care of him in Oklahoma City. I don't know, News Now Yukon. There is some speculation that he might not. Tim does have U.S. Law Shield, so they should cover him. Brandon Eckert? Is that the Brandon Eckert I know from up north? Yes, Tim has U.S. Law Shield. It's gun insurance. I don't know, WTT. I wanna hope not, but you never know. No, he didn't, and that's the reason he has it now. So anyway, just a quick recap. News Now OKC is picked up for carrying a firearm where liquor or alcohol is consumed. It's a low-level felony in Oklahoma. He's absolutely innocent of that. He was completely within the law, did nothing wrong. Hopefully he'll see a judge in the morning and be able to get bonded out. But it's complete railroad job, just like they did me. He did nothing wrong, and he'll beat it. But he's going to have to shed a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of hassle. So, and they know that. No, he was not carrying in a bar. He went into a Twin Peaks restaurant. It is not a bar. according to Oklahoma law, they have to make more than 50% of their revenue from the sale of alcohol. And Oklahoma, or Twin Peaks, is not that way. Brandon, I need you to help me move, man. You know where the new house is. I also need a driveway built. Get on it. Yeah, I heard it was a $100,000 bond too. However, the attorneys I've spoken to have confirmed that that's not the case. He'll get a bond in the morning, or whenever he sees the judge. Brandon, we're gonna try to move this weekend. Need your help, buddy. Last I saw on the jail website, it said no bond, like 0. Maybe they're putting that up just to hold him until he sees the judge in the morning. There's no way they're going to keep him on a $100,000 bond for something like that. Hell, the BA accused me of pointing with intent, and that was a $15,000 bond. They're sure as hell not going to give him a $100,000 bond for that. Oh, good Lord. Well, I bet it comes down tomorrow when he sees a judge. Yeah, I know username. I've covered that. There is another statute that will cover him. I have to figure out where it is. I'm waiting on the guy that writes the law to get back with me. The alleged charges are carrying a firearm where alcohol is consumed, which is completely bogus. I mean, Christ, we can carry into liquor stores. We can carry into Chili's, Texas Roadhouse, Fridays, BJ's Brewhouse, and it's not a crime. Also, there's something in the law that says you have to have a license to carry a firearm into a place that serves alcohol. So that'd be like a Chili's or a Texas Roadhouse, and he's got a license. So, I mean, he's well within the law. He hadn't done anything wrong. Brandon, do you have a backhoe? Yeah, not now, maybe later, knows. Yes, rifles are covered by law as of November 1st. I need a driveway dug out, and I need some trees knocked down. The guy I've been working with doesn't seem to want to call me back, and I need gravel laid down so I can get moved into that damn house. So call me later or tomorrow, Brandon, and I'll talk with you about it, and we'll see what we can get done. I will pay you. I know you're my friend, but I won't screw you like that. With a brush? You mean a brush hog? I know. No problem. All right, y'all. I have been sitting in front of this Quiznos which there's only one left in Tulsa. They closed them all down because my wife wants a sandwich. So I'm gonna go get her sandwich and go home. I am in Tulsa. News Now OKC is in Oklahoma City. He was arrested for a bogus charge of carrying carrying a weapon where alcohol is consumed. He was well within the law. This is a stretch. They're just trying to make him miserable because he pisses people off and exercises his rights, and he's unapologetic for it. Just imagine if we all did that. They couldn't lock us all up. Nobody knows why his house was searched. I'll find that out and let you guys know when I know. If anything, it's probably to try to dig more stuff up on him. Hell, that's what mine's going on too. They got a search warrant for my phone, but not my house. But that appeal is going into the Court of Criminal Appeals. They're filing it tomorrow. I guess it took them a while to get the transcript from the original hearing, and then they had to write the brief, and I think the prosecution has 30 days to respond to it. So my attorney is going to be mailing me a copy of everything, so I should have that in a couple days. But if you guys are watching the OSCN court network, keep an eye out. It should be up in the next day or two for the appeal. Maybe 3 or 4, I don't know. He said that it was being mailed out tomorrow. So hopefully the Court of Criminal Appeals hears it pretty quick. Anyway, thanks for being here. Kim could really use your help. Call and check on him. Let him know you support him. He didn't do anything wrong. I will come back and let you guys know of any changes when I find out. Take care, y'all.